Hey guys, so the cup that we're going to be working on today is a cup that I'm calling A Night at the Lake. It's a really gorgeous ombre cup using 5 different glitters. You can switch this up and use brighter colors, you can use darker colors. You can do this cup any way that you want to do it. The colors I'm going to be using is Man of the House in medium cut from Geaux Glitter, Twilight Falls from Kallen Designs. It's a Merlot color, like a wine color. Sassafras from Bouji Panda, which is like an orangish sunset color. Dress to Chill from Bouji Panda, and Lucid Dreams. This is the order that I'll be working in. As you can see, I definitely need to order some more Lucid Dreams. The epoxy that I'm going to be using is DIY Speedy Petey. Everything that I'll be using today will be linked in the description below. And if there's any discount codes or anything to save you some change, that will also be listed as well. I am going to put this on a 30-ounce tumbler from Maker Flow. I have spray painted it black matte or flat. You can use whatever. And I did spray this about 2 days ago just to give the paint enough time to adhere to the cup, so when I lay my vinyl down and I go to remove it, I don't pull up any of my paint. The design that I'm going to be using is just a mountain line and a tree line. This design is available on our website under digital files. You can resize it, you can shrink it, you can expand it, you can do whatever you need to fit your cup that you're using. I'm also going to be using the Hammock. We do have this available on our website. We have the Hammock and the Lazyboy. The Lazyboy kind of comes down at an angle, which I might use this one so I can have a better view. It is at an angle, so when you lay your cup down, you don't have to stand above it. It's the perfect shift so you can see what you're doing. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my tree line. So I'm just going to cut this, and we're going to use this vinyl as a stencil. This vinyl will be removed, so it doesn't matter. I did use 631, that way it peels off easier. I'm just going to peel a little bit back, and I am going to lay it at the edge of my cup. Now, it doesn't really matter because once we pull this, it's all going to remain black underneath. So I'm just going to lay this here, and I'm just going to carefully push and pull as I go around the cup. And then we'll go back through and make sure all the pieces are pushed down really good. This does not have to be perfect because this is actually just going to be a silhouette. There is going to be a little bit of an overlap right here, which I don't care about that. I'd rather have an overlap than not enough. I'm just going to go through and make sure all the branches for the trees are pushed down really good, because we will be using the epoxy method for this. So I just want to make sure that everything is pressed down really, really good. The bottom I don't really care about because we're not putting anything at the bottom. So that doesn't matter if there's a couple little lifted up pieces. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a spot where I want my mountains the silhouette of my mountains to be. So I kind of want, down below is going to be our water ombre, and up top is going to be our sunset ombre. So I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm just going to pick a spot, and I'm going to lay it down on the cup. And I'm just going to let the Lazyboy do the work for me. As you can see, as I turn, the guards here, they turn as well. So I can just hold my stencil straight and smooth it out as I go. And I just let the Lazyboy do the majority of the work. And as you can see, it didn't line up exactly how I wanted, so I'm just gonna pull it back up because I want these ends to meet, because I want it to be a straight water line. Okay, now I'm up too high. Real life struggles. Let me do it this way. I know there's probably an easier way to do this, but there we go. So again, I'm just gonna make sure this part right here is laid down really good. I'm also gonna check the bottom because we are gonna be using the epoxy method. Down here it doesn't matter because nothing's going here, but glitter will be adhering to this. I'm using the epoxy method because if you were to use Mod Podge, the amount of times we go over with our glitter, the Mod Podge would dry, and when you would go to pull your stencil, it would pull your glitter up, and then you'd have to fix it, and I just don't have the patience for all of that. So there's what it looks like. And as you can see, it meets up perfectly right here. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to mix my epoxy up. You don't need a lot, maybe 2 mLs. And so I'm gonna be using Speedy Petey. So I'm just going to mix my epoxy up. I'm gonna put in part A. Then I'm gonna put in part B. And it's okay if you mix a little more than what you need. It's better to have a little more than not enough. So I'm just gonna give this a good stir. It's recommended that you stir it for about 3 minutes. You wanna make sure that all your epoxy is mixed and it's combined really, really well. If not, that could lead to a sticky cup, a cloudy cup, whatever. You also need to pay attention to your temperature and your humidity, and that's with any epoxy. I know a lot of people sometimes have issues with their cup feeling sticky, and a lot of people think that it's just the temperature, but you also need to keep an eye on your humidity. I'm just using a disposable tongue dispenser to stir it up. And I'm scraping the bottom. I just want to make sure that I get the sides, I get the bottom. And it's okay if you see some bubbles. We're just using this to adhere the glitter, so it doesn't really matter. You have about a 15-minute work window with Speedy Petey, and we will be done way before that. Okay, that's probably not quite 3 minutes, but that's all right. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I am going to I'm gonna coat the whole cup. Actually, I'm just gonna coat the sections that I'm working on. I'm not gonna put any epoxy down here yet because we don't really need it. So I'm just gonna pour a little bit here. And I'm just going to smooth it out as thin as I can get it. You do not want extreme amount of epoxy because it's going to cause your glitter to run. You just want to coat it enough to adhere to the glitter, or you know what I mean, to coat the cup so the glitter will stick. There you go. Typically, I don't use epoxy when I'm doing a cup. I always use Mod Podge just because it's less expensive. But because I'm working with a stencil, and you could probably use Wicked Stick It too. That's a repositional adhesive from Wicked Shimmer. Probably use that too if you didn't want to use epoxy. This is a very easy cup to do. It doesn't take hardly any time. We'll be able to complete this cup in one day, especially using Speedy Petey, because it's dry to the touch in 2 hours. So you can actually glitter, final coat, you can do your decal, just because it dries so fast. Make sure you get all the way up to the edge, because wherever there's no epoxy, the glitter will not stick. And I based my cup black because I wanted the silhouette of the trees and the mountains. There's no detail in those landscapes or elements. So I wanted it to be a silhouette, so I based my cup black. Of course, you can base your cup color whatever you want. So I'm just going through, I'm making sure that the cup is fully coated. Just tapping it out to make sure there aren't any hard creases, lines. There we go. I'll just go around the top. Make sure, even though I'm cleaning it, I'll clean up the edge with my Dremel. Just want to make sure that I get the very top. And now we'll add the glitter. Okay, so now it's time to ombre. Whenever I do an ombre, I always like to start with my lightest color first. And there's gonna be 2 different sections of this cup. So I'm gonna work with the bottom half first, and then I'm gonna work with the top half. But as I'm doing my ombre, I'm going to use the lighter color and work my way into the darker color. So because I want a water scene, I'm gonna use Dress to Chill first. I want the bottom to be darker and the top to be lighter. So I'm just gonna go right here at the edge. And I'm gonna sprinkle Dress to Chill right along the edge. And as you can see, I'm holding my shaker up kind of high because I want it to cascade. I don't want a hard line. The only place I want the hard line is right here where the mountains meet the water. So I'm just gonna sprinkle. So this is my water. And I will go back over this because as you put the glitter on the cup, the epoxy does soak it up a little bit. I'm just gonna tap off the excess. Gonna put this back in my shaker. Now I'm gonna come in with Lucid Dreams for the bottom. Same thing, I'm going to come down here, I'm going to come closer. And as I start to get up into the ombre section where the two colors meet, I'll go a little bit higher up. And I'll hold the cup kind of at an angle. And it's kind of hard to see the difference in color, but I promise you, when we pull the tape, you'll be able to see. Or the vinyl, I'm sorry. Not the tape, the vinyl. So now I'm gonna go ahead and ombre the top. And I'm gonna start with sassafras, which is gonna be like where the sun is kind of setting behind the mountains. So around the mountain, I'm gonna go a little bit closer. And the thing I love about Dress to Chill and Sassafras is when we're done, it's gonna look like the sun is reflecting off the water. It's so, so gorgeous. All right, so I'm gonna come up, let it cascade a little bit. I'm gonna tap that out. The next color I'm going to use is going to be Twilight. That's our Merlot wine color. And we're going to go right on top of the orange, but I'm not going to go close in. I'm going to start high up so it kind of just blends in between those little specks of sassafras. So you get like a really clean ombre color. I'm gonna tilt my cup just a little bit. I'm gonna tap that out. And now I'm gonna go in with Man of the House, which is our deep navy blue color. So at the top, I'm gonna go kind of close because I want good coverage at the top. And as I work my way down to the Merlot, I'm gonna come up a little bit higher. So that's where we are so far. And that's a beautiful ombre. I'm gonna go ahead and tap it out. Now I'm going to go back down to the bottom and I'm going to go over Dress to Chill again. And as you can see, the blue's getting a little bit darker. That's because the epoxy has soaked up some of that glitter. And now more of the glitter is staying stuck to the surface. So now you can clearly see the distinct difference between the two. Brush that off. I want to contaminate my blue. Now I'm going to go back over it with... I'm going to go back over Lucid Dreams, go a little bit heavier at the bottom as I come to the, what I call the ombre intersection. You're going to tilt your cup a little bit so they kind of just meld together. And as you can see, I'm running low. So there's that. Tap it out. Okay, so we're done with those. Put the caps on them before I spill them and knock them over. because I'm clumsy. Now we're gonna go back over. Let me just tap this really good to get all that excess off. Chris hates that. It goes straight to the floor. Now I'm gonna go back over sassafras. I'm gonna tilt a little bit. Just kind of let the orange fall into the Merlot color. Tap it out. The ombre is all about the angle. Put the lid on that. We're gonna go back over with Twilight. I'm gonna come up a little high, just so it kind of cascades into the other color. So we're cascading into the navy and the orange. Okay, tap that out. And we're gonna do man of the house. Now, when I do my ombres, I always take a white, an opal, and sprinkle all over the ombre. What that does for me, in my opinion, it kind of softens the ombre a little bit so it's not so bam in your face. So I'm gonna be using Damn Fine from Geaux Glitter. And I'm just gonna hold the cup down and I'm gonna come up really high, even out of frame. You're not even gonna be able to see, that's how high I am. And I'm just going to just let it fall. It's only gonna stick where the epoxy is wet or any, you know, where there's any wet spots. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tap it out. Now where it's not, it just softens. It just softens, to me it softens the ombre. You don't have to do that, but I think it's just a nice little extra step. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go straight in to pulling our decal off, our vinyl. Put a pull tab. I always suck at doing that and I can never get it off. So we're just gonna carefully pull back the vinyl and reveal the gorgeous silhouette of our tree line. Kind of feel like Bob Ross at the moment. Happy little trees. It does not matter that a little bit of epoxy got on the bottom. When I go to put the first coat of epoxy on, I will use an additive, which is gonna bring a little bit of sparkle to the black. So there's that. Look how gorgeous that is. Oh. All right, now we're going to pull, if I can find it, probably not. We're gonna pull this off. And reveal our mountain silhouette. And there we go. See how easy that was? Now you have a gorgeous lake scene. The mountains meet with the water. You got the sun setting behind the mountain. It is absolutely gorgeous. You could even do the top like a solid navy and put you some stars up there. You could do a moon. There's so many things that you could do with this. So now what I will do with this is super easy to finish this out. When this dries in about 2 hours, you're going to seal it. I use Rust-Oleum 2X. Clear sealer, you can use matte, you can use flat. It doesn't matter what your sealer is. As long as it's a clear sealer, you can use clear spray paint, you know, whatever. And then we're going to put our first coat of epoxy on it. On the first coat, I will put a little bit of an additive. You can even take a little bit of your silver glitter, a little bit of your white glitter that you have, and mix it in with your epoxy. And it's just gonna bring a little bit of sparkle to the black, so it's, you know, it just makes a huge difference. And that is it. Slap you a decal on it, leave it as is. It does not matter. This is literally, you see how fast we got it done. So you can, this is a cup that you can literally do in a day. You could even change it up. You could, you know, make your mountains different. As I stated, the SVG for the tree line and the mountain line will be on our website. You can purchase that and download it, and you can use the exact same one that I did. I hope that this tutorial kind of opened up your creative side, and you can come up with your own thing. You can use the same colors, you can use different colors. As I stated, everything that I use will be down in the description below, along with any discount codes, you know, that'll save you a little bit of money. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, y'all.
Today's video is sponsored by Madminds.shop for all your merchandising and apparel needs. Go and check out the website. I'm sure you'll find something that fits your style and your customization perfectly.